Good morning, and thank you for joining us on After GMS. No, it is not the after party.
No, although it sometimes sounds like it.
Feels like it, right? This is After GMS, our digital show that we do on Facebook Live every Monday through Friday at 7:45. I'm Tracy McCain here with Marissa Tansino and our meteorologists Ed Matthews and Christian Morgan.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us on here. We always have a good time, always know how to get the party started, even if it's 7:45 in the morning. Christian and Ed, we had a busy start to the week with some of that weather, but no fog, no rain this morning. It was a nice drive in.
It sure was. I'll tell you what, if you liked yesterday afternoon, then you will like today, and you'll like the next few days after that as well. Probably even better, too. Take a live look over downtown Greensboro this morning, starting out with nothing but sunshine. And I want to show you some of the numbers from yesterday. 52 is our high, which is the average high right now. And yesterday morning, we got all the way down to 29, average low being 31. So by pretty much all accounts, we had a pretty average February day of weather. Of course, we came nowhere close to breaking any records. And if you've noticed, those sunrises are getting a little bit later, 7:14 now. And the sunsets, are getting a little bit later, almost back to 6 o'clock, just within a few minutes of that. Temperatures out the door this morning, upper 20s to near 30 degrees for pretty much all of us. Zooming out on a wider view, though, on the temperature map, it's very subtle. But you do notice there is some warmth to be had out in the middle of the country. 43 in Nashville this morning, 39 up in St. Louis, 39 in Kansas City, 39 in Little Rock, Arkansas. Why is that significant? Well, that's really going to be the source of our warmer weather over the next few days. High pressure in control of our weather lives down to the south. That keeps us high and dry, keeps the sunshine around. But today we have a bit of a westerly wind, so that brings in a little more of that warmth that's building in the middle of the country. So we get into the mid 50s and upper 50s today, but over the course of the next few days, as that high starts to shift offshore, we get in on more of a southerly and a southwesterly wind, which continues to push in some warmer air into the Piedmont. So by Friday and Saturday, we get into the low 60s. There will be a bit of a cold front that slides by going into your Thursday tomorrow, but you won't even notice it. There's not a lot of moisture with it. It really doesn't help to cool us down, and in fact, it actually kind of fizzles out before it gets here. Over the course of the weekend, though, another one will be on the way, and that one will bring us colder weather, and it will also bring us a chance for a little bit of moisture on Sunday afternoon. Of course, all questions are regarding Sunday, too. We could have an area of low pressure that develops off the coast. One model wants to give us, well, a completely dry day of weather on Sunday, while this next model wants to bring us some rain and wants to bring us some snow. I'm hesitant to believe that because I think we will be very limited on the moisture content, and this is also a situation where the cold air is chasing the moisture, which is most of the time not very conducive for us to get any kind of snow here in the Piedmont. Still, though, we will keep watching it for you as we get into the weekend. No guarantees. It's also possible we stay completely dry. So we'll iron out those details as we get closer. All you need to know and all you need to worry about right now is the nice weather we have over the next few days. I encourage anything outdoors, maybe get out and swing the golf club. That might be what I do. Sunshine, mid and upper 50s today with a bit of a breeze from time to time. Winds will gust around 15 to 20 miles per hour. So nothing crazy, but it'll be a little bit breezy if you're outdoors. Tonight down into the upper 20s to near 30. We're back into the mid and upper 50s as we head into your Thursday. And it's just gradually warming up little by little, day by day. Low 60s on Friday and Saturday. Clouds will build Saturday evening. And then regardless of what happens on Sunday with the system off the coast, cold weather will make a return. Low and mid 40s for Sunday afternoon, mid 40s for Monday on Valentine's Day.
Aww. The way you said it, though. Were you thinking of someone special?
I was just thinking of you two.
Aww.
Oh, jeez, it's getting deep in here.
All right, I'm out.
Ed is so hilarious. Like, I'm done with this.
I'm done.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, so let's get to our first conversation here. Jeopardy's current champion is from right here in the Triad. Lawrence Long, who his friends call Skip, is on a 2-day winning streak with cash winnings well over $45,000.
Yeah, he's on a roll. The East Bend native is a nursing student at Forsyth Tech Community College and a self-proclaimed stay-at-home uncle. In honor of the win, we're asking what kind of Jeopardy questions or categories you would be good at answering. We want to take a look at some of those now. One viewer says weather. Christian and Ed wondering if one of you texted those in. Alexia says my best category in Jeopardy would likely be food. Yeah. Another viewer said golf, food, and spelling. Ooh. Very good answers. Debbie says anything with cats, dogs, and rescues for animals. I like that one. Mark says history. Steve says I would be great at World War II questions. Sorry, Tracy. I'm just going to keep going here.
No, go for it.
Another viewer says country music. And Angela says she's great at history and movie categories.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, okay.
I think it depends on like what type of movie.
Yeah.
For me, like romantic comedies, I'll know every single one of them. Any Eddie Murphy film, I got you covered.
Yep. Those are good ones.
Yeah. So I would probably do a food category because I love food and I feel like I'm well versed in this topic. I would stay away from anything that has to do with math or science, technology, engineering. Any STEM category is probably not, but I really, I guess, thrive in the like liberal arts categories, like music, theater, dance, history, things like that.
Yeah, those are all good ones. I could not do the math or the science at all. This is why I talk for a living. That's why I'm here, because I did not do well in math and science in school. But I would be good, and we talked about this earlier on the show, that geography. I remember third grade, we would always get quizzes on the states. We would get a blank map, and we would have to fill it out, and I did really well on them. So I think that would be my category.
Marissa has told me before that she has contemplated in the past becoming a meteorologist.
Oh, God.
And you do have to know geography
Like
to be
briefly.
a meteorologist.
And those are usually after really bad days when nobody calls me back when I'm reporting. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just talk about the weather.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not because you have interest in science. It's because, okay, your stories are falling through.
Yes. And I'm like, you know
I need a
what?
plan B.
I wonder what the weather team's doing over there. Let's go.
There's
go
always
try and do
traffic.
that. Yes, that too.
All right. So, Christian, you were just saying Marissa's goals in life. How about your Jeopardy categories?
I think I could probably do a weather category pretty good.
Definitely.
I've seen them do 1 or 2 weather categories, I think, over the course of a couple years. And I remember usually getting most of those right. I've also seen them do like a North Carolina trivia or like a Southeast kind of category, and I knew those pretty well. Anything North Carolina I would do pretty well on. Food, as long as it involves sugar, I'd probably do pretty well at that.
Right.
And not so much sports as a whole, but I could probably do pretty well with the golf category.
Okay.
Yeah.
Golf. All right. So how about you, Ed Matthews? Where would your Jeopardy category lie?
Oh my goodness, it'll have to be weather, number
Yeah.
1, and then I think geography, number 2. And they kind of go together, as Christian said. You got to know geography, and when you're forecasting the weather. I would have to say U.S. geography, but I'm not too shabby on getting answers on world geography as well. State capitals, international capitals, and things like that. I don't know. Interestingly enough, when I was growing up, I had a shortwave radio, and with a shortwave radio, you can pick up international broadcasts from countries all around the world, and I really enjoy doing that. Learning about different cultures and things like that. And I think that's the reason I love geography so much. And then, of course, again, it's very important in weather.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I do well with the music category too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about astronomy?
Yeah.
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 I just didn't know, science is obviously many different facets to it. And I know you have an admiration for NASA and the programs that they do. So I didn't know if that was going to be.
Well, I want to chime in here because I had the same thought in our break that we had. I asked Christian if he would ever want to go to space or a planet, and he said no, and that shocked me because I don't know. As meteorologists, you think of space too, I guess.
I said I would like to.
He's like, this is not what I said
defend
before.
myself here. I said I will go to
direct
the
quote.
Yeah, I said I'll go to the moon because I know that people come
That's
back
not
from the
planet.
moon, right? Fine, whatever.
It's
I'll
in
go there
space.
because we've been there and I know
space.
people come back. Right now, if you want to go to Mars, you're there and you're done. Like if somebody leaves Mars, they're going there and you're not going to see them again. They're not coming home, okay?
Oh my God.
And it's like if you don't hear from them
Not
from a
wrong.
while, I don't know if they have Wi-Fi on Mars or
Probably
anything. But
not.
you don't hear from them for a while, you can just assume that they're dead. And so like
What is going on with you?
I want to go somewhere where I can come back, where I know that I can come back. Y'all figure that out and then I'll think about it.
I don't know. I think of meteorologists and the sky, and beyond the sky is space. So that was my reasoning behind that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Christian's going to stay in Asheboro. permanently.
Stay on
Unless
Earth.
he's coming to work here in Greensboro. We certainly
I mean,
know-
y'all know that's the only places I go, right? I only go to work and only sleep.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Yeah, sometimes you go to the
Food.
mountains and
Yeah.
hang out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, Ed Matthews.
You know,
what are you gonna say?
I don't know about necessarily going to another planet. They're really kind of boring. There's not a lot of action going on there, not a lot of socialization, and not a lot of people either. So I guess that's the reason for not being social on on another planet. But you never know when you're going to meet one of those little green men. But I've always
Where is this going?
I don't know.
I've always wanted to go
Hungry.
up, to the International Space Station. I think it would be so cool, rather than looking up at the weather, looking down at the weather.
Yeah.
Some of those, photographs that we get from the International Space Station are just absolutely incredible. And if you're orbiting the Earth, you have a sunrise, every 90 minutes, I think there's a sunrise. That's how fast you're orbiting the Earth. I think that would be great. I'd
Yeah.
love that.
That would be cool.
And every word that he said was a Jeopardy question, by
Yes.
the way. Like literally, you could get quizzed on that entire segment.
International
Yeah.
Space Station category.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we've gotten just off topic here, and I think that that's my
I was
fault. so
trying to
I
move it back.
Yeah, no, that was good. I totally take responsibility for that. So now I'm going to read a few of the
As you
comments. Lloyd says that he would do well with music, Hollywood, current events. Current events is a good one.
Yeah.
Bobby says he knows a lot about mythologies. Someone said yes, Ed, state capitals. State capitals is a good one too.
Yeah, there's a good one.
And then those are the only ones that I'm seeing right now. But all good answers. I mean, Jeopardy would be interesting. My boyfriend loves Jeopardy, and he knows a lot about. He watches reruns all the time. He loves it, so he gets into it. It gets heated at times. So.
I watch it, and some of this stuff. We interviewed our local guy on Jeopardy. And he was talking about the fact, it's such a mental thing because you don't just shoot one episode. You shoot so many episodes in a day. And just to be, and you don't know, like you don't have any idea about the categories ahead of time. And so I don't know how you would actually study for that. I think you just have to study everything and know everything. And that seems stressful to me.
Yeah.
Put me on Wheel of Fortune, I'd do much better.
Yeah, I agree. I'd be probably better at Wheel of Fortune. However, I think the trick with Jeopardy is, not going through that, thought of pressing the button when you don't know the answer.
I would just press it
Yeah,
all the
you
time.
end up pressing it, and then all of a sudden it's your and you're like, oh, I don't know this
I don't know.
one.
I have no idea.
And I could figure some of that stuff out if I thought about it, but you don't have a lot of time to think about it.
What do you have? 3 seconds?
Yeah, very
Yeah.
quick. Yeah. Another factor, I mean, we're used to bright lights and being in front of a camera. We do it every single day. But these contestants, their first time in front of a live audience, first of all, and then on national TV, that's got to be a little difficult and a little intimidating as well. So I would imagine it's not a picnic. I mean, I think these people are under a good bit of stress, to press that button and be the first one with the question, I guess, and all that. But it's a different thing if you're not used to bright lights and a studio audience and being on national TV. I'd probably freak if I got on national TV, but it's a lot of stress for them, I would imagine.
You guys remember when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire came out? In order to be actually the contestant, you had to first make it through a round of what they call the fastest finger, and it was figuring out a question like that. And that just to me right there is, I would know it, kind of the same thing with Jeopardy, but I don't think I'd ever get it in time. I'd have to think about it too much and then second guess myself.
I forgot about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That was a show that I watched growing up. I remember sitting around the kitchen table and just watching it because we had TVs everywhere when I was a kid.
I mean, I just go back to Whammy No Whammy.
I don't even know that
What
one.
was the name of that show, Ed Matthews, where like you'd hit the whammy and then it'd say, not the whammy, press your luck. That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
Press your luck.
Yeah.
That was, I mean,
Interesting.
that's kind of like my thing.
Yeah.
Just let me hit a button.
Let me, please.
That's
please.
all I want to do.
I don't even know the answer. Let me just hit it.
I think I'd be better at the shows, where like you climb through slime and like go through like obstacle courses.
Oh, I would pay to see that. Let's send them off. That's an after GMS right there.
All right, well, we are going to have a second conversation in just a few minutes, and it concerns food, so I know that you guys will love that.
Yes.
Let's switch to our morning headlines right now, where students and staff in all Guilford County and Winston-Salem Forsyth County schools will keep their masks on in school buildings and on school buses for at least the next 30 days. Both districts voted to keep their policies last night. School leaders say they will monitor the district's COVID data and reevaluate their mandates next month, as required by state law. Well, today, cleanup continues at the Weaver Fertilizer Plant in Winston-Salem. As for the investigation, a 12-person task force is digging into the cause right now. We'll get an update on the plant this morning at 10 a.m. The public safety meeting also includes topics on community support during cold weather, and you'll also get to meet the police department's new K9. We'll stream the meeting on WFMYnews2.com.
And right now, Rockingham County deputies are investigating a shooting in Reedsville. Officials say one person showed up at an area hospital with a gunshot wound around 3:30 this morning. Deputies say the person was believed to have been shot at 1960 Moore Mill Road. Deputies went to that location and found another person dead at the scene. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers. Today, Guilford County leaders will take another look at schools in dire need of repairs. Guilford County Commission Chair Skip Alston and other members of the board will tour Northwest Middle and High Schools. They will discuss renovations and replacement of the campuses as part of the proposed school bond that voters can weigh in on next month. The tours kick off at 3 p.m. today. And this month, experts are encouraging you to focus on heart health. This week, they're raising awareness about congenital heart defects. WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller shares how this very common condition, how it impacts Triad children.
People with congenital heart defects are typically born with them, and it can present itself in different ways. Here's a small visual representation. It can be a hole in the heart, defective vessels, or even leaky valves. And we've done stories on children right here in Greensboro with CHD. James Giovanni was born with a collection of heart defects. In Giovanni's first 5 months of life, he had 2 surgeries that had half of his heart pumping for his entire body. He's the first patient in North Carolina to have a successful operation like this. This gives hope to families and doctors. But because there is no known cause for the defects, doctors say for children to live long, healthy lives, more research is needed.
About how to treat them, from medicines to surgeries to all sorts of different advancements. And that also means that there is a lot more patients that are living to adulthood with chronic heart issues that will require heart transplantation at some point. So we need more people to take care of these patients, and we also need to have resources in the community for them as well.
We have a few organizations up on your screen that are not only support groups, but help raise money to fund research. You can jot them down if you'd like to help. And they are Hands for Hearts, Mended Hearts, 335 Heart Foundation, and Conquering CHD. And doctors say that there is no way to prevent CHD, but parents can decrease their child's chances of having heart problems by not drinking or smoking during pregnancy. And doctors say that early detection can really save a child's life. We have more information on symptoms and other ways to advance research and progress in treatment for CHD on our website at WFMYnews2.com.
All right, up next we have a crowd favorite, something we love to talk about here on GMS, and that's food.
It is National Pizza Day, so we want to know, do you prefer thin crust or hand tossed? Some of you are already commenting and putting in your own suggestions, and feel free to do that too. You might be asking yourself that question because Super Bowl Sunday is coming up this weekend, and Papa John's has teamed up with former New York Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez to offer a chance to win free pizza for a year. So to enter, you have to share a post on Twitter or Instagram about how you eat a slice. Do you fold it in half, eat it flat? Do you use a fork or a knife? People have through February 16th, so that's just a few more days to enter. This morning we're asking, do you prefer regular or thin crust or hand tossed?
Yeah, I asked this very same question on my Facebook, and our Sydney Moore says regular, please. Of course, with the please in the end because she's so polite. Nick says he likes the thick crust so he can dip the edges in ranch dressing, and I am with him there. Otto says depends on where you're getting the pizza from.
Lynn said, I like them all. Donnie said, thin crust. Phil said deep dish.
Oh man.
Yes, deep dish is good. I am not a fan of like Chicago deep dish pizza. I think it's a little too deep.
Yep. You get lost.
You do. And you definitely need a fork and a knife for that.
Yep.
But I don't necessarily like New York pizza either. I think it's too thin.
Really?
I don't. I just like a regular hand tossed with lots of butter and just a regular size crust. I don't need it extra thick and I don't need it too thin.
You don't need anything fancy. Let me tell you something about pizza, okay?
Yes,
boy.
I
ma'am.
love pizza. Who said here we go? Was it Christian?
Maybe.
I'm not admitting it.
Oh my God. The pizza back home, it's just incredible. And you're gonna look at me strange. Has anyone ever seen the square pizza?
Yeah.
But with no cheese, it's just sauce.
Oh yeah.
It is fantastic. If you're ever in Rhode Island and you have the time to go to a bakery in Cranston, Johnston, Providence, wherever, go get a pizza strip. It is the best thing ever. And it looks weird. It doesn't look, not that it doesn't look appetizing, but it's a strip of bread with butter and sauce on it. But it's so good and I miss it.
Sometimes you can find like pleasure in like the simple things.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
all zhuzhed up.
Right.
It's just, what it is, and that's filling and pleasing. All right, Ed Matthews, I'm gonna call you our pizza expert for today.
Oh my goodness, I don't know about that, but I tell you what, this segment, I know exactly what I'm gonna have for supper tonight.
Right?
Oh my gosh, that video of the pizzas, pepperonis and all of that, it looks so good. I would eat anything, the thin crust or the deep dish. I favor the deep dish. Usually the more stuff you put on a pizza, the better it's going to be. But I generally like the meat lovers, where you get the hamburger and the sausage and the Italian sausage and all those different meats on there. Really, really good. And what you do is you just put it about open wide. Open wide. No need to fold it, no need to play with it or anything like that. Just put it up and bite it.
Good stuff,
I'm
Ed.
hungry.
You never disappoint. You
I'm
never
hungry.
disappoint.
I love Ed Matthews.
Oh,
Sound
man.
effects.
All right, Christian, follow that.
I think it depends on where it comes from. Now, as an Asheboro native, anybody from Asheboro watching, you know that Sir Pizza's where it's at.
That's what I keep seeing in the chat.
Right, and that's just an Asheboro thing. And I'm talking about the original Sir Pizza. Sir Pizza is now a chain, but the ones in Asheboro are locally owned and have been for years. So if you're in Asheboro, that's where it's at. Now, if you get onto the more like traditional style, type of pizza, I love a good hand tossed. But I also really like a thin and crispy too. And people may come after me for this, but also at Sir Pizza when I'm in Asheboro, I eat it with a fork, at least to a point. And then once you get it up close to the crust, then you pick it up with your hands and you dip it.
That's weird.
So I use a combination of both.
I'm calling you out. That's weird.
Fine, whatever. You and your little pizza strips or whatever you have up there.
Wait, I have a question, Christian. What is, can you describe Sir Pizza to me? Like, what kind of pizza?
So it's a round pizza, but it's cut in squares. And so it's the square pizza. And then your pepperonis at Sir Pizza aren't your traditional, circle pepperonis. They're like cubed sort of pepperonis. I'm telling you, if you're not from Asheboro,
Okay, well, I need
you
to
have
go.
to go and you have to experience it at least one time.
Road trip, I'm ready to go.
Now, I don't know.
news too on the road.
I don't know if it competes with your strips of sauce and
Hey, listen,
butter or whatever.
When it comes to pizza, there is no right or wrong. There is only better.
Right.
Wow.
And my pizza might be better than your
Can I
pizza.
quote you on that?
Ooh. Did you feel that, Christian?
I felt that.
I mean, I saw it whiz across my face when she shot it at your eyes.
She was saying it, and for a moment, I felt passionate about the pizza from Rhode Island.
Thank you. The
Yeah.
pizza from Rhode Island will do some things to you. I'm
All
telling
right.
you.
Well, let's read some comments and see what
Okay.
people are saying, because the two
Sorry,
of you
I can get
are
lost
at
in it. Oh man.
See. Okay, so let's see. We have, let's see. Ty said she likes hand tossed, or for when I'm really hungry, I like the thin crust for a quick snack. Joanne said Papa John's pizza is what she goes for. Scott Lynch said that Sir Pizza is the place to be, and pizza's on him when we come.
Nice.
Ooh.
Love it.
At least I'm getting clarification on that. Scott, please answer me on that. Our Brian said, I love New York style pizza, those slices, and with a nice emoji. Lloyd Ross said New York style. Someone likes Pizza Hut. And Walter Rye says, hand tossed for me. Joanne likes Supreme and doesn't really matter what crust, but she just likes all the meats on it. And Preston said, I haven't had Sir Pizza in about 2 years. Lately, I've had the same Sam's Choice pizza or Domino's. My son loves Domino's, and my husband and I are like, anything but Domino's.
That's what everybody see. I will, but I'll eat anything. So I'm like, sure, no problem. Sometimes I've suggested Domino's to Zach, my boyfriend, and he's like, no, absolutely not. And I'm like, why? You know, it's okay.
I remember a time, I guess was it elementary school or middle school or maybe both, where we had a reading program. I think it was both elementary and middle school. We had a reading program, and if you read so much, or you achieved a level, I guess either first semester or second semester of school, we would have a pizza party at Pizza Hut. And we would either go there as a class, and the whole restaurant, of course the school had the whole restaurant rented out, or Pizza Hut would bring pizza to the school for that. And then once I got into high school, we had pizza days and we had Chick-fil-A days. So like there were 2 days a week where Chick-fil-A would bring food and you could order that on the line. And then there were another 2 days where I think one day was Pizza Hut and then the next day was Domino's. So you had 2 outside, quote unquote, pizza days that everybody always looked forward to. So there was always something different going on.
I always loved pizza day in school. When I went to the Boys and Girls Club when I was a kid, and we would have pizza day like every Friday, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was great.
Right.
And there's something about that school pizza in the lunchroom. I don't know what it's square, or at least it was when I was in
pizza.
school. Yeah.
It's a boat.
Yeah, and
They have this too.
Sorry.
it's really good. But talking about the flavor of pizza, right out of the oven or right out of the favorite restaurant that you would go to, it's good then. But if you got any leftovers, which I usually don't, but if I do, put them in the refrigerator overnight and then have it as a snack the next day. What is it about day-old pizza that you put in the microwave? It's 10 times tastier than what it was when you first bought the pizza.
Same with
Everything's
spaghetti.
cured up.
A trick though, okay? If you have a griddle or even a pan, put the pizza, and it's gonna sound weird, put it on the griddle and obviously on the crust side and heat it up that way. So much better than the microwave.
I'm for that.
Oh, yeah.
Still has that crisp, it's beautiful.
We put
I'm
ours
with
in
you
the
on
oven.
that
Chef's
one.
kiss.
Can I just say something too?
Yes.
We're talking about pizza, all right? I don't know, like over the course of the years, everybody's come to everybody's got a pizza flavored something. There's a pizza flavored chip, or there's a pizza flavored pretzel, or like something another. It doesn't taste a thing like pizza. And if you're thinking it does, you're fooling yourself.
That's
it doesn't
a hot
taste
take.
like pizza.
That is a hot take.
Hot take. It's a hill I'm willing to die on.
I'm here for it because it doesn't taste like pizza. That is not pizza. It's
not pizza.
Your chips that are pizza flavored are not
fooling
pizza.
yourself.
Right.
Stop lying.
And the one day I forget my full lunch and I have an apple and a frittata, I'm disappointed in myself.
We'll bring you a
It's
pizza.
better than my protein
okay.
oatmeal yesterday.
All right. All right, let's do the final forecast and get pizza off our mind.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be hard. I'll let you know how my pizza is that I'm going to have for supper tonight, because I am definitely going to do that. Hungry, hungry, hungry. I'm hungry for some warmer weather. And it's going to happen. It really starts today. Just some beautiful weather if you like the warm stuff. We're into the mid-50s today, upper 50s, about 58 tomorrow. And the temperatures continue to climb as we warm up. We'll be around 60 on Friday and maybe as warm as low 60s coming our way on Saturday. Now, a cold front will move through and the party with the warmer weather is over with. Look what happens on Sunday and even into Valentine's Day. We drop back into the low and mid 40s. That cold front that moves through late Saturday night that brings the colder air, could there be a little wave of low pressure that develops on that front? Not a definite yet. Some models say yes. Other models say we're going to stay dry, but obviously we'll keep a close eye on the forecast on Sunday. Whatever it does, if it does anything, I don't see this major winter storm thing, but it bears watching. We'll see exactly where that low develops. Too far off the coast, we don't get anything.
Hopefully that's the case. That's the best case scenario.
How about Bermuda? It can form in Bermuda, okay? Is that far enough offshore?
Way out there.
We all let out a collective sigh every time Christian or Ed goes, and we're watching Sunday.
Because what day? Why are we never watching any other day?
Why is it always the weekend? Oh, gosh.
All right, guys. Well, tomorrow will be even closer, and so we'll have a little bit more confidence, as Ed and Christian like to say. I pick up on those things, on those models.
Ask me tomorrow. I'll know
Those
more.
models and forecasts.
The possibility.
Numbers.
Anyway, we'll have the details for you tomorrow on the Good Morning Show and then right here on After GMS. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.
See ya.